And all in one take. That was Yehudi Menuhin, a young Yehudi Menuhin there, playing the Paganini Molto Perpetuo. And you're tuning into a test transmission from vk3sl, something we do regularly. Wasn't expecting to be around at all today, but I'm heading off tomorrow now, so can be around for a bit. But the conditions are pretty horrid out here, so I might just mainly opt for some pre-recorded material shortly, but we'll play our usual thing. I think Frank's out and about. I just left a message on his phone a short time ago, so let him know that I'm here. And yeah, so if you're uninitiated, we usually test on Friday, Saturday and Sunday between 5 and 7 when around, and there's also a late night program from 11:30 to about 1 a.m. And well, actually 11 o'clock to about 1 a.m. now, and that's on a Friday night. We didn't do it last night. I netted my shut-eye. But yeah, that's the state of affairs. So let's have a look. We always begin the program with a 20s hit. I've got a big wall of 1920s music. Here's one from Waring's, Pennsylvania's, with a vocal refrain by Tom Waring. So we'll pop this onto the platter. It's an original Victor. It's the acoustic Victor label. Pretty sure this is an acoustic record. So going way back to about 1924, thereabouts. And announce the tune. What's it called? Yes, it's a Million to One. You're the Only One is the name of the tune. We're in Pennsylvania. On vk3sl, and we should have a result.
gonna run to another barn. Sweethearts are here, sweethearts are there. I look them over and then I declare, out of a million, you're the only one for me.
Right, there we go. That was a recording of Waring's Pennsylvanians on a Victor from Tom Waring was the vocalist on that. So that's the B-side. Oh, you say Victor Records had an A and a B-side. Shall I play the A-side? I could do that. I could. I've got something lined up, rather special actually, after this, so I will get that sorted and we'll play it following. We'll hear the A-side. It's called Have a Little Fun. So, more Waring's Pennsylvania. It's definitely an acoustic record and almost certainly in 1924. Have Waring's Pennsylvanians from 1924 on an old Victor 78 Authentic Missions. Okay, well, it's very hot in here and I'd have no intention of hanging out in here. I'll listen inside and I'll play a program. This is follows on from some discussion points, and both Frank and I saw a film called A Complete Unknown. It's a bit of a bio on Bob Dylan, looking at a snapshot of his life in the early 60s. It sort of concentrates on that period where he was just becoming discovered and associated with Joan Baez, and Pete Seeger has a very strong sort of mentoring role in the film, as does Woody Guthrie, but Woody Guthrie was very unwell at that time with Huntington's disease, couldn't speak, but he was nevertheless a mentor, and Dylan went and saw him in hospital and sang to him by all accounts. But yeah, the prominence of Pete Seeger in the film I thought was particularly significant, and Pete Seeger's sort of like a levelling influence, and he was a great, I mean, he was already a legend folk singer. He'd been with the Weavers, and he had a particular strong political let's say prejudice of a kind, but I'm not going to emphasise that. I'd rather just sort of enjoy his music. And but yeah, he came out to Australia in 1963. So in celebration of Pete Seeger and his fresh and slightly controversial approach to folk music, I thought I'd play Pete Seeger live in Australia. This has popped up on the tube. I don't know where it comes from, but it's a very good video, and goes for nearly 2 hours. So I reckon we'll give it a whirl. So have a listen, kick back. I'll be tuning in and enjoying this. And so Pete Seeger live in Australia in 1963. I'm vk3sl, and we'll be back again, next weekend. I'm probably not Friday afternoon, maybe Friday night, sometime next weekend. Expect to hear us on the air and within our usual time frame. So thank you for listening in. I'm vk3sl, and have a good evening.
Mr. Seeger, what is folk music?
Better people than me have tried to say. I'm no scholar. I'm no authority. All I can say is that some people think folk music has to be 300 years old, good and moldy like a cheese. Other people will say it's anything that folks sing. I usually think it's a quality that some songs have got more of and other songs have less of.
Lost my partner, what'll I do? Lost my partner, what'll I do? Lost my partner, what'll I do? Skip-to-me-loo, my darling. Hey, hey, skip-it-to-me-loo. Hey, hey, skip-it-to-me-loo. Hey, hey, skip-it-to-me-loo. Skip-to-me-loo, my darling. I don't know if any of you ever heard this song before, but it's a lot of fun to sing. If you want, you can sing it with me. If you don't want to sing, you don't have to. You can pat your feet or clap your hands or snap your fingers or just clear your throat. But the chorus goes like this. Hey, hey, skip-to-me-loo. Hey, hey, skip-to-me-loo. Hey, hey, skip-to-me-loo. Skip-to-me-loo, my darling. Try it. Hey, hey, skip-to-me-loo. Hey, hey, skip-to-me-loo. Skip-to-me-loo, my darling. I'll get another one prettier than you. I'll get another one prettier than you. I'll get another one prettier than you. Skip-to-me-loo, my darling. Hey, hey, skip-it-to-me-loo. Hey, hey, skip-it-to-me-loo. Hey, skip-it-to-me-loo. Skip-it-to-me-loo, my darling. Flies in the sugar bowl, shoo, shoo, shoo. Flies in the sugar bowl, shoo, shoo, shoo. Flies in the sugar bowl, shoo, shoo, shoo. Skip it to my loo, my darling. Hey, hey, skip it to my loo. Hey, hey, skip it to my loo. Hey, hey, skip it to my loo. Skip to my loo, my darling. Going to Texas 2 by 2. Going to Texas 2 by 2. Going to Texas 2 by 2. Skip it to my loo, my darling. Hey, hey, skip it to my loo. Hey, skip it to my loo. Hey, skip it to my loo. Skip it to my loo, my darling. Lots more verses, but this'll have to do. Lots more verses, but this'll have to do. Lots more verses, but this'll have to do. Skip it to my loo, my darling. Hey, hey, hey. That's one of my favorite songs, and I like to sing it for kids everywhere I go. Well, this song, in a way, friends, I'd like to dedicate this whole program tonight to children. Any children here tonight, in age or in spirit, and perhaps especially for 4 children who were killed in the South today. All the songs I sing, in a way, could be songs for kids. Often it's children, you know, that carry on folklore because they make their parents have fun. I think my own kids like story songs the best. Oh, maybe some little thing like this. As I sat down one evening within a small cafe, a 40-year-old waitress to me these words did say, I see that you are a logger and not just a common bum, for nobody but a logger stirs his coffee with his thumb. My lover, he was a logger, there's none like him today. If you'd pour whiskey on it, he could eat a bale of hay. He never shaved the whiskers from off of his horny hide. He'd drive them in with a hammer and bite 'em off inside. My lover came to see me upon one freezing day. He held me in a fond embrace which broke 3 vertebrae. He kissed me when we parted so hard that he broke my jaw. I could not speak to tell him he'd forgot his mackinaw. I saw my lover leaving, just sauntering through the snow, going gravely homeward at 48 below. The weather, it tried to freeze him, it tried its level best. At 100 degrees below zero, he buttoned up his vest. It froze clean through to China, it froze to the stars above. At 1,000 degrees below zero, it froze my logger love. They tried in vain to thaw him, and if you'll believe me, sir, they made him into axe blades to chop the Douglas fir. And so I lost my lover, and to this cafe I come, and here I wait till someone stirs his coffee with his thumb. That was a fairly recent ballad written about 40 years ago in Oregon. But this next song is supposed to be hundreds of years old. And some people might think that only grown-ups could understand it, but I've found kids like it too. Maybe that's the good thing about a really great work of art. People can like it for different reasons. This song, this way of singing it, is from Nova Scotia. There was a youth and a well-bred youth, he being a squire's son, and he did court an innkeeper's daughter belonging to North Abington. Go get me some of your father's gold, part of your mother's fee, and we will away to some foreign country, and married we will be. She went down to her father's stable, there stood horses 33, and she picked up a milk-white steed, and he picked the silvery gray. She mounted on the milk-white steed, he on the silvery gray, and they rode until they came to a riverside, 3 hours before it was day. Alight, my pretty fair maid, alight, cried he. It's 6 merchants' daughters have I drowned it here, and you the 7th shall be. Take off that silken gown, and hand it over to me, for I do think your clothing is too good for to rot in the salt, salt sea. If I do take off my silken gown and hand it over to you, why, I do think it a very great wrong, a naked woman to view. I'll take off my silken gown, I'll lay it on the green, but before that I do, you false young man, you must turn your back on me. And when he turned his back around and faced yon willow tree, with all of the strength that this poor maiden had, she shoved him into the sea. Lie there, you false young man, lie there instead of me. It's 6 pretty maidens have you drowned it here, go keep them good company. And as he rose and as he sank, and as he rose cried he, oh, give me your hand, my pretty, pretty Polly, my bride forever you'll be. She mounted on the milk-white steed, she led the silvery gray, she rode until she came to her father's house, 1 hour before it was day. Now the parrot was hung in the window so high, where have you been, cried he. I've been away to Scotland's bridge, young Henry, he lies under the sea. Don't prattle, my pretty, pretty Polly, don't tell no tales on me, and you shall have a cage of the very finest gold, and be hung on an ivory tree. Now I'm going to try another experiment and sing a song that I don't know. But you know it. At least I know a lot of you know it, because I heard a batch of people here in Melbourne singing it yesterday and the day before. So I know it's ridiculous for me to try singing it, except I think it's a good song. Shame not to try. I sing this knowing full well that I'm not singing it right. Mahalia Jackson, the gospel singer, once said to me, she said, "Pete, I love to hear people singing their own songs because they can sing them so much better than anybody else." But I balanced that with another quotation from another friend of mine. He said, "You learn another person's language or his songs, and you learn something of the soul of his people." Well, that's a fancy way of saying it, because this is a good drunken song. No, no, never, never no more. Never, never again shall I play the wild rover no more. Now, if there's some people here who don't know it, let's learn it. No, no, never, try it. No, no, never, never no more. Never no more. Never, never again shall I play the wild rover no more. Never, never again shall I play the wild rover no more. Now, them as knows it, sing out good and loud. And those who don't know it will learn from you. That's the way it is all the way through life. Those who know must lead, if you can only decide who knows. Now, here we go. No, no, never, never no more. Never, never again shall I play the wild rover no more. I've been a wild rover for many a year, spent all my money on whiskey and beer. But now I'm returning with gold in great store. Never shall I play the wild rover no more. And it's no, no, never, never no more. Never, never again shall I play the wild rover no more. I dropped into a shanty I used to frequent. I told the landlady my money was spent. I asked her for credit. She answered me, nay, such custom as that I can get every day. And it's no, no, never, never no more. Never, never again should I play the wild rover no more. Then I drew from my pocket 2 sovereigns bright. The landlady's eyes opened wide with delight. She said, "I have whiskey and wine of the best. The words that I spoke were only in jest." And it's oh no, never, never no more. Never, never again shall I play the wild rover no more. There was Kitty and Betsy and Margaret and Sue and 3 or 4 others that belonged to our crew. We'd sit up till midnight and make the place roar. But never shall I play the wild rover no more. And it's no, no, never, never no more. Never, never again shall I play the wild rover no more. That last verse I can't read. Oh, it's a false verse anyway. This man's a hypocrite. I'll go home to my parents and quit what I've done. I'll ask them to pardon their prodigal son. And if they will do as they have so before, he's a liar. I never shall play the wild rover no more. And it's no, no, never, never no more. Never, never again spent all my money on whiskey and beer. Now I'm returning with gold in full store, and never shall I play the wild rover no more. And it's no, oh, sing it! Never no more. Never, never again shall I play the wild rover. Oh, once more, and it's no, never, never no more. Never, never again shall I play the wild rover no more. Hey.
Well, folks, there we have it. That's just a quick back announcement there. We'll continue with the program. But you're listening to Pete Seeger live in Melbourne at the Melbourne Town Hall in 1963. And it's all on the tube. There's a video and it's really excellent resolution. It's amazing. So, piggybacking on A Complete Unknown, which is a Bob Dylan film that came out very recently, saw it last week, and the hero in that film, to my mind, is not so much Dylan. Maybe Joan Baez, she's pretty amazing. But Pete Seeger, he's sort of mentors Dylan a lot, around about this time actually, around about 1963. And he's just it's just a life force, as you can hear. Amazing. So this is quite special to have this concert. And we'll continue. It's in the Melbourne Town Hall. It's completely surrounded by people, front and back. It's just a little spot on the stage. They've actually got a lot of audience on the stage here as well. So it's rather special. Anyhow, we are testing on 160 and on UHF, and I'm vk3sl. On with the show.
Now, some person would say, well, that's just not the kind of thing I want to teach my children. Your children are going to learn it anyway. Well, kids know much more than grown-ups anyway. You know the story of the little girl that was watching a parade, and she says, Mama, what are all those men? They're soldiers, darling. Where are they going? They're going off to war. Mama, do you know what? What is it, darling? Someday they'll hold a war and nobody will come. I have to credit where I learned that out of Carl Sandburg's The People, Yes, a book of poetry collected from lots of little bits that he's heard around the country. He had another wonderful little dialogue in it. This dialogue was supposed to take place in the American Midwest, but I think it could take place many other parts of the world. One voice is heard saying, "Get off my land." Who said it's your land? Where'd you get it? I got it from my father. Where'd he get it? He got it from his father. Where'd he get it? He fought for it. Well, I'll fight you for it. There was a little fella I knew. I still know him, but he's in the hospital, has been in the hospital for many years. And the doctors say he'll never be out. But he's still very much alive and with me everywhere I go because I sing the songs that he made up and taught me. This man's name is Woody Guthrie, and I'd like to sing you a whole batch of his songs. Because when I got out of school, he taught me some things that I never could have learned out of books, that I never could have learned in college. He persuaded me first to start traveling. I said, well, if you don't have money, how do you travel? He says, use the rule of the thumb. I think here you go like this, but in the States it's with a thumb. So now I'm going to sing a whole batch of songs written by Woody Guthrie. Some he wrote for His friends, some he wrote for just because he had to get something off his chest, and some of his best songs he wrote for his children. I'm a-gonna write myself a letter, I'm a-gonna daub myself with glue, stick some stamps on the top of my head, I'm a-gonna mail myself to you. I'm a-gonna tie me up in a little red string, I'm a-gonna tie blue ribbon too, climb up into my mailbox, I'm a-gonna mail myself to you. When you find me in your mailbox, cut the string and let me out. Wash the glue off of my fingers, stick some bubble gum in my mouth. Take me out of my wrapping paper, wash the stamps off of my head. Pour me full of ice cream sodas, tuck me into a nice warm bed. I'm a gonna wrap myself in paper, I'm a gonna daub myself with glue, stick some stamps on the top of my head, I'm a gonna mail myself to you. That's all there is to the song. Here's another one Woody wrote. Any parents here, you can try this with your own children. Put your finger in the air, in the air. Put your finger in the air, in the air. Put your finger in the air and hold it up right there. Put your finger in the air, in the air. Put your finger on your nose, on your nose. Put your finger on your nose, on your nose. Put your finger on your nose and see if it grows. Put your finger on your nose, on your nose. Put your finger on your chin, on your chin. Put your finger on your chin, on your chin. Put your finger on your chin, that's where the food slips in. Put your finger on your chin, on your chin. Put your finger on your ear, on your ear. I've done this with children. You see 1,000 little fingers go. Put your fingers in your ear and leave it there a year. That's how that verse goes. Put your finger on your cheek, leave it there a week. Put your finger on your toe and leave it a day or so. Put your finger on your finger, on your finger. Put your finger on your finger, on your finger. Put your finger on your finger, 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 on your finger. I'm not going to fight anybody. I just figured I might as well make myself comfortable here. Woody Guthrie and I were once singing for some trade union people in Oklahoma City. I think they were oil workers. It was a small little meeting, and we were just passing through, and the organizer asked if we'd sing some union songs at the meeting. And then the organizer leaned over to us. He says, I hope you can get the crowd singing, as some people come in the back and we don't know who they are, and they may try and break this up. So Woody and I did our best to get the crowd singing, and they did sing. There were women and children there as well as men, a real family affair. And the people that had come to break up the meeting never did break it up. We found out later that's what they had thought they were going to do. Next morning I found stuck in a typewriter the verses of a little song which has since gone all around the world, I believe. Woody dedicated it to all the union maids and all the little girls going to grow up to be union maids. There once was a union maid, she never was afraid of the goons and the ginks and the company finks and the deputy sheriff that made the raid. She went to the union hall when a meeting it was called. When the company boys come around, she always stood her ground. Oh, you can't scare me, I'm sticking to the union. I'm sticking to the union. I'm sticking to the union. Oh, you can't scare me, I'm sticking to the union. I'm sticking to the Union till the day I die. You don't have to sing on the chorus if you disagree, but if you want to, help me out. This Union maid was wise to the tricks of the company spies. She'd never be fooled by a company stool. She'd always organize the guys. She'd always get her way. When she asked for better pay, she'd show her card to the company guard, and this is what she'd say. Oh, you can't scare me, I'm sticking to the Union. I'm sticking to the Union. I'm sticking to the Union. Oh, you can't scare me, I'm sticking to the Union. I'm sticking to the Union till the day I die. Now, you girls want to be free, take a little tip from me. Get you a man who's a union man and join the ladies' auxiliary. Married life ain't hard if you got a union card, and a union man has a happy life if he's got a union wife. Oh, you can't scare me, I'm sticking to the Union. I'm sticking to the Union. I'm sticking to the Union. Oh, you can't scare me, I'm sticking to the Union. I'm sticking to the Union till the day I die. A few years after that, Woody and I were approached by the Ladies' Auxiliary of the CIO to write them a theme song. Woody said, "What's wrong with the Union maid? We wrote that one for you." Oh, they said, it's not dignified enough. Besides, it hasn't got the words Ladies' Auxiliary in the chorus. So Woody wrote him a song. Oh, the Ladies' Auxiliary is a good auxiliary. It's the best auxiliary that you ever did see. If you need an auxiliary, see the Ladies' Auxiliary. It's the Ladies' Auxiliary. Woody wrote songs about all the different parts of the United States that he visited. Pittsburgh town, Oklahoma, California, Oregon. He wrote a song which is still sung by the school children along the Columbia River in Washington, Oregon. Let me see if I can shift gears here so I can sing it to you. Douglas firs where the water cut through. Down her wild mountains and canyons she flew. Canadian Northwest to the ocean so blue. Roll on, Columbia, roll on. Roll on, Columbia, roll on. Roll on, Columbia, roll on. Your power is turning our darkness to dawn. Roll on, Columbia, roll on. You see, in those days, there was a big battle on to decide whether it was okay to build some government dams on the river. And the private power company says, no, 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 no. But those were the days of the New Deal, and they went ahead and built a whole batch of the biggest dams you ever saw on the Columbia River. Bonneville Dam, Grand Coulee Dam. At Bonneville Dam there are ships in the locks. The waters have risen and covered the rocks. Shiploads of plenty will steam past the docks. Roll on, Columbia, roll on. Roll on, Columbia, roll on. Roll on, Columbia, roll on. Your power is turning our darkness to dawn. Roll on, Columbia, roll on. On up the river is Grand Coulee Dam, the biggest thing built by the hand of a man to run the great factories and water the land. Roll on, Columbia, roll on. Roll on, Columbia, roll on. Roll on, Columbia, roll on. Your power is turning our darkness to dawn. Roll on, Columbia, roll on. Other great rivers lend power to you, the Yakima, Snake, and the Klickitat too. Sandy Willamette, the Hood River too. Roll on, Columbia, roll on. Roll on, Columbia, roll on. Roll on, Columbia, roll on. Your power is turning our darkness to dawn. So roll on, Columbia, roll on. Australia is the first stop for me and my family on a long trip around the world. We're going to 22 countries in the next 10 months, in Asia, Africa, and Europe. I'm going to have a problem making them understand the words, I guess. But there's one kind of music I can play I think is going to be able to cross all boundaries. It's what we call hoedowns or breakdowns, square dance tunes. That one was called Cripple Creek. Here's one called Leather Breeches. Back from the days when people really did make the breeches out of leather. There's another kind of American music I think is so great that it must be able to cross any boundary. I wasn't born to this kind of music, but I fell in love with it, and I try my best to sing it, even though I know I don't sing it exactly right. These are the Negro gospel songs and spirituals that have that wonderful solid beat. Some of them are very old. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Motherless children has a hard time in this world when mother is gone. Oh, what a beautiful city. 3 gates in the east, 3 gates in the west. When I get to heaven, gonna sing and shout. Ain't nobody there gonna keep me out. Nobody knows the trouble I see. Go down, Moses. Oh, freedom. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. And maybe the song which could be a theme for the whole world. I'm gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. I'm gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside. Study, oh no more. I ain't gonna study, oh no more. Ain't gonna study, oh no more. Ain't gonna study, oh no more, no more. I ain't gonna study, oh no more. Ain't gonna study, oh no more. Ain't gonna study, oh no more. Tell you what, you know, this song is only half a song if you're just singing the melody. Some folk traditions in the world, you're not supposed to sing harmony. These old Irish songs, you know, they're just the melody alone. You don't want to mess it up with a lot of harmony. But this particular kind of song, you need the harmony. And no 2 people need to sing the exact same notes. It's just like a Dixieland jazz band. Everybody's weaving in and out and going under and every which way. So I'd like to see if there's some high tenors here tonight. Really, nothing to be ashamed of. I ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Well, tenors and sopranos, try singing that with me. I ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. How about the basses? Study war no more. That's a little bit low. Ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war and study war no more. Study war no more. Study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no. Study war no more. Well, it's every man and woman. It's every man and woman for the self and child. If you hear too many people singing low, you sing high. If there's too many on the top, you crawl on the bottom. Don't forget the melody. I ain't gonna study no more. High part. Study one no more. Study one no more. Here we go. A 1, a 2, 3. I ain't gonna study one no more. Ain't gonna study one no more. to shake hands with every man down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the river. I'm gonna shake hands with every man down by the riverside. Steady, oh no more. One more time. Steady. We're on steady, oh no, steady, oh I could. Don't you wish all the generals in the world could be here to listen to us sing this? I wish we could sing it so they'd hear it all over Melbourne. Hear it all the way up to Sydney, Canberra. Hear it all the way to Washington and Moscow and Tokyo and Peking and everywhere. I'm gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the river. I'm gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside. Steady, oh no more. Let's hear it. The same waters wash your shores that wash the shores of my home. And a lot of the sailors that used to sail the boats between us had the same songs. So it might be that some of you here might have heard this song. In this windy old weather, stormy old weather, boys, when the wind blows, we'll all go together. Up jumped the herring, the king of the sea. He sang out, old skipper, now you can't catch me in this windy old weather, stormy old weather, boys, when the wind blows, we'll all go together. Up jumped the crab with his long claws. He sang out, old skipper, you'll run us ashore in this windy old weather, stormy old weather, boys, when the wind blows, we'll all go together. The sailors put together their tunes out of older songs. Like as not, they swiped a song from something they heard on land and put new words to it. I'm told that this came from an old Scottish marching song, but if there's any Scots here, I hope they pardon me, because I know it's gotten changed. Was you ever in Quebec, bonny laddie, Heelan laddie, stowing timber on the deck, a bonny Heelan laddie? Hey ho, away we go, bonny laddie, Heelan laddie. Hey ho, and away we go, a bonny Heelan laddie. Tell you what, there's no sense in me hollering my head off all by myself. So you help me out on that chorus. If you can't get anything else, get the hey-ho part. You all set? Hey-ho, away we go, bonny laddie, Heelan laddie. Hey-ho, and away we go, bonny Heelan laddie. Was you ever in Aberdeen? Bonny laddie, Heelan laddie, prettiest girls you ever seen. Bonny Heelan laddie. Hey ho, and away we go. Bonny laddie, Heelan laddie. Hey ho, away we go. Bonny Heelan laddie. You all working on this? Don't anybody lie down on the job. Gotta haul together. Was you ever in Baltimore? Bonny laddie, Heelan laddie, dancing on that sanded floor. Bonny Heelan laddie. Hey ho, away we go. Bonny laddie, Heelan laddie. Hey ho, away we go. Bonny Heelan laddie. Was you ever in Callao? Bonny laddie, Heelan laddie, there the girls are never slow. Bonny Heelan laddie. Hey ho, away we go. Bonny laddie, Heelan laddie. Hey ho, away we go. Bonny Heelan laddie. Was you ever in Miramichi? Bonny laddie, Heelan laddie. Say, do you know where Miramichi is? It's the line between New Brunswick, Canada, and the state of Maine. That's where the tide runs 40 feet. Was you ever in Miramichi? Bonny laddie, Heelan laddie, there you tie fast to a tree. Bonny Heelan laddie. Hey ho, away we go. Bonny laddie, Heelan laddie. Hey ho, away we go. Bonny Heelan laddie. Was you ever in Quebec? Bonny laddie, Heelan laddie, loading timber on the deck. Bonny Heelan laddie. Hey ho, away we go. Bonny laddie, Heelan laddie. Hey ho, away we go. Bonny Heelan laddie.
Yeah, you're listening to a concert recorded in Melbourne in 1963 at the Melbourne Town Hall, in fact, featuring Pete Seeger live. And there's only one small spot for him on the stage. There's people singing behind him and in front of him. The whole town hall is packed to the brim. I think it was in October 63. It's an HD film. It's up on YT. I commend it. It's really, really interesting. So, yeah, he was sort of one of the foremost folk singers. He was with the Weavers. He was sort of, he had lots of messages, did Mr. Seeger. And he was a major influence on Bob Dylan. And I've sort of come to his music a little bit from the film A Complete Unknown, which sort of profiles Joan Baez and Pete Seeger quite a bit. And I sort of feel more of a resonance with Pete Seeger than I do with Bob Dylan. But I just enjoy his positiveness. He's just got this sort of front foot, positive attitude towards things. And, and being a bit of a free thinker is good too. All right, so we'll continue. More of the same concert. Goes for quite a while. We're not even halfway through it yet. So just a word that we are testing on 160 and on UHF and also streaming online. That's the scheme of things. More Pete Seeger.
I wonder how many of you know this one. Kumbaya, my Lord, kumbaya, 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 oh Lord, kumbaya. The history of this song is very interesting. It confounds all the folklorists. There was a missionary came back from Angola, West Africa, and he said, here's a song which is sung around the mission. People asked him, where did it come from? He says, I don't know. A friend of mine, a Methodist preacher, was singing it in North Carolina. They said, oh, this isn't Kumbaya, this isn't an African song, this is just old come by here, Lord, come by here. Come by here, Lordy, come by here, come by. Somehow it got changed when it went across the ocean a second time. And who's to say which is the right version now? Except it's a good song. Now, it does need some harmony. You make up your own harmony as we go along. Someone's sleeping, someone's sleeping, Lord, kumbaya. Someone's sleeping, Lord. kumbaya. Someone sleeping, Lord, kumbaya. Oh Lord, kumbaya. Someone's weeping, someone's weeping, Lord, kumbaya. Someone's weeping, Lord, kumbaya. Someone's weeping, Lord, kumbaya. Oh, someone's singing, someone's singing, Lord, kumbaya. Someone's singing, Lord, kumbaya. Someone's singing, Lord, kumbaya. Oh, kumbaya, 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 In a few years, I don't think any anthropologist is going to be able to untangle the world's music. And maybe it's a good thing. I don't know. I don't know as I'd like to see everything mixed up. It's like putting curry on the pizza. But a lot of good things can be mixed. And I myself have to frankly say that I picked up music from all kinds of places, including my parents, who were professional musicians, and my mother was a violinist. Here's a little piece that I used to admire for years. Never intended for the banjo. Jesus bleibet meine Freude. Ist meines Herzens großen Saft. Johann Sebastian, I hope you pardon me. Here's another favorite tune of mine. wants to hum it, you're welcome. Now you can swipe tunes anywhere. You can swipe them from the low and swipe them from the high. One of my favorite songs is one I learnt back years ago from a country and western group called the Sons of the Pioneers. It's got some yodeling in it. About a hobo riding on a freight train across the desert, and he gets thrown off way out there. A lonely spot I know where on no man will go, where the shadows have all the room. I was riding free on the old SP, humming a southern tune, when a man came along, made me hush my song, kicked me off away out there. Hey, did anybody here have a yodel? Do you have a yodel? It's not hard. All it takes is courage. Now, you know, a yodel is just a controlled crack in the voice. Many a adolescent boy yodels when he doesn't want to. He says, "Ma, where are my clean shirts?" Now, all you need to do is just take a deep breath and go, "Ooh," and do it. Try. Oh, come on, try it. Try that again. Hey, you're doing fine. Second part goes. Try that part. You know, I bet this was never intended in the town hall of Melbourne. Tell you what, here we go, all 3,000 of us. Here we are, a one, a two. Set down my load in the desert road, rested my weary legs. I watched the setting sun make the tall shadows run out across the barren plain. Then I hummed a tune to the rising moon. She gets lonesome way out there. Here we go. Some people I see aren't opening their mouths. They're going like, you can't yodel that way. Incidentally, if that's too high for some of you, you can yodel in harmony. You know that? the spirit overcame him. The harmony part is just 3 notes below the regular part. Well, here we go. Then I closed my eyes to the starlit skies, lost myself in dreams. I dreamed the desert sand was a milk and honey land. Then I awoke with a start. There was a train coming back on that one-way track, gonna carry me away from here. Here we go! As she passed me by, I caught her on the fly, climbed in an open door. I looked around and saw the desert ground, the spot I would see no more. As I was riding away, I heard that pale moon say, so long, pal, it sure gets lonesome here. Had a request to repeat a song which we did last week. One day as I rambled down by the seashore, the wind it did whistle and the water did roar. I spied a fair maiden make a pitiful cry. It sounded so lonesome in the waters nearby. I never will marry, I'll be no man's wife. I expect to live single all the days of my life. The shells in the ocean will be my deathbed. The fish in deep waters swim over my head. Now, those who don't know the chorus, I'll teach it to you. I never will marry, I'll be no man's wife. I never will marry, I'll be no man's wife. I expect to live single, I expect to live single all the days of my life, all the days of my life. The shells in the ocean, the shells in the ocean will be my deathbed. The fish in deep waters, the fish in deep waters swim over my head, swim over my head. She plunged her fair body in the water so deep. She closed her pretty blue eyes in the waters to sleep. And never will marry, I never will marry, shells in the ocean, the shells in the ocean will be my deathbed, will be my deathbed. The fish in deep waters, the fish in deep waters swim over my head, swim over my head. My love's gone and left me, he's the one I adore. He's gone where I never shall see him anymore. I never will marry, I'll be no man's wife. I expect to live single always of my life. The shells in the ocean will be my deathbed. The fish in the waters swim over my head. I have sometimes the feeling that we're not just singing a song, but we're touching the lives of people that came long before us. Good people and bad people and silly people. And I'd like to sing a few songs now from different countries. Again, although I know I don't sing them exactly right. The first is one that I learnt way back about 25 years ago, and was originally all in German. It's been translated into English, but you just can't translate the chorus and get the same bite out of the words. Die Heimat ist weit, doch wir sind bereit. Wir kämpfen und siegen für dich. Freiheit. The song was written by a man named Paul Dessau, who got out of Germany because he had to. He escaped from a concentration camp, and he wrote this song for friends of his who were in Spain at the time. Spanish heavens spread the brilliant starlight far above the trenches in the plain. From the distance morning comes to greet us, calling us to battle once again. Die Heimat ist weit, doch wir sind bereit. Wir kämpfen und siegen für dich. Freiheit. You know, even if you never sung in German, I could teach this to you too. Die Heimat ist weit. It means the homeland is far. But we are ready. We are fighting and winning for you. Freedom. It was the song of the International Brigade in Spain, 1936, 7, 8. Die Heimat ist weit, doch wir sind bereit. Doch wir sind bereit. Wir kämpfen und siegen für dich. Wir kämpfen und siegen für dich. Freiheit. You don't get anything else, you get that one word. I'll put it down a half tone so you won't have to screech on the high notes. Die Heimat ist weit, doch wir sind bereit. Wir kämpfen und siegen für dich. Freiheit. Spanish heavens spread the brilliant starlight far above the trenches in the plain. From the distance morning comes to greet us, calling us to battle once again. Die Heimat ist weit, doch wir sind bereit. Wir kämpfen und siegen für dich. Freiheit. We will not yield a foot to Franco's fascists, even though the bullets fall like sleet. With us stand those peerless men, our comrades, and for us there can be no retreat. Die Heimat ist weit, doch wir sind bereit. Wir kämpfen und siegen für dich. Freiheit. There's a song that almost everybody in Brazil knows, an old popular song called Luar do Sotau. And I can't speak the Portuguese, it's in a dialect of Portuguese, but the tune is so pretty, I thought you'd like to hear it. The words mean, oh, you people in the city, you don't know how beautifully the moon can shine unless you've seen it back in my home, back in the backland. I gotta get in tune. That's all there is. Once more. Sounds pretty. Yeah. A song which comes from Japan. They say that hardly anybody up there has not heard it at some time. Furusato no machi yakare, miyori no hone, umese yakatsuchi ni. Ima wa shiroi hana saku ayurusu no jigen baku o mitabe yurusu ma jigen baku o warera no machi ni. In the place where our old home village was destroyed, we buried the charred bones of our relatives. Oh, we must never allow, we must absolutely forbid another atom bomb to fall. Deadly rain gathers poison from the sky, and the fish carry death in the depths of the sea. Fishing boats are idle, their owners are blind. Deadly harvest of 2 atom bombs. Then landsmen and seamen, you must watch and take care that the 3rd atom bomb never falls. Furusato no machi akare, miyori no hane umese yakatsuchi ni. Ima wa shiroi hana saku ayorosu majigen baku o mitabi yurusu majigen baku o warera no machi ni. Well, after singing all these strange ones, I'll sing one that's very familiar. I think it wasn't familiar, though, till a friend of mine dug it out of an old songbook printed almost 100 years ago. He taught it to me, and I was going around singing at some colleges. And some of the college students that were there picked it up. Next thing, after they graduated, they'd formed a quartet. They got the song on the hit parade. Michael rowed the boat ashore, hallelujah. Michael rowed the boat ashore, hallelujah. Jordan's river is deep and wide, hallelujah. Meet my mother on the other side, hallelujah. Sail, hallelujah. Sister, help to trim the sail, hallelujah. Like a roll upon shore, hallelujah. Like a roll upon shore, hallelujah. Jordan's river is chilly and cold, hallelujah. Chills the body but not the soul, hallelujah. One more time, Michael, roll aboard the shore, hallelujah. Michael, roll, hallelujah. One more time and let the walls resound, hallelujah. One more time for the whole world round, hallelujah. Michael,
If you pardon me a moment, I had my back turned to these good people here on the stage for so long, I'm going to turn around and play them a tune. What will you give me? Sang the sad bells of Rumney. Is there hope for the future? Say the brown bells of Merthyr. Who made the mine owners? Say the black bells of Rhondda. And who robbed the miner? Say the grim bells of Blaina. They will plunder willy-nilly, say the bells of Caerphilly. They have fangs, they have teeth, shout the loud bells of Neath. Even God is uneasy, say the moist bells of Swansea. And what will you give me, sang the sad bells of Rumney. Throw the Vandals in court, say the bells of Newport. All would be well if, say the green bells of Cardiff. Why so worried, sisters, why? Sang the silver bells of Wye. Oh, what will you give me, sang the sad bells of Rumney. What will you give me, sang the sad bells of Rumney. Is there hope for the future, say the brown bells of Merthyr. Who made the mine owners, say the black bells of Rhondda. And who robbed the miner, say the grim bells of Blaina. Throw Oh, the vandals in court say the bells of Newport. All would be well if, say the green bells of Cardiff. Why, so worried sisters, why sang the silver bells of Wye? Oh, what will you give me? Sang the sad bells of Brimley. You know, I never do two programs alike, and I'm surprised this one has gone over time. It was supposed to end about 10 minutes ago. But I wanted to sing you two songs written by two young friends of mine. I'm of the firm belief that if you're going to have a living, lively folk tradition, you have to have new songs as well as old ones. Now, not everybody agrees with me. Some very good friends of mine think that all songs should be at least 300 years old, like a good ripe cheese. But this song was written a few months ago by a young man, about 23 years old, named Tom Paxton. We'll dedicate it not just to the children, but to the teachers in the audience. What did you learn in school today, dear little boy of mine? What did you learn in school today, dear little boy of mine? I learned that Washington never told a lie. I learned that soldiers seldom die. I learned that everybody's free. That's what the teacher said to me. That's what I learned in school today. That's what I learned in school. What did you learn in school today, dear little boy of mine? What did you learn in school today, dear little boy of mine? I learned that policemen are my friends. I learned that justice never ends. I learned that murderers die for the crimes, even if we make a mistake sometime. And that's what I learned in school today. That's what I learned in school. What did you learn in school today, dear little boy of mine? What did you learn in school today, dear little boy of mine? I learned our government must be strong. It's always right and never wrong. Our leaders are the finest men, and we elect them again and again. And that's what I learned in school today. That's what I learned in school. What did you learn in school today, dear little boy of mine? What did you learn in school today, dear little boy of mine? I learned that war is not so bad. I learned about the great ones we have had. We fought in Germany and in France, and someday I might get my chance. And that's what I learned in school today. That's what I learned in school. Another young fellow by the name of Bob Dylan wrote the next song. Where have you been, my blue-eyed son?
Where have you been, my darling young one? I've strayed on the side of 12 misty mountains. I've walked and I've crawled in 6 crooked forests. Walked and I've strayed on 6 crooked highways. Been out in front of a dozen dead oceans. Been 10,000 miles in the mouth of a graveyard. And it's hard, 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 hard. It's a hard rains are gonna fall. What did you see, my blue-eyed son? What did you see, my darling young one? I saw a newborn babe with the wild wolves around it. Saw a highway of golden with nobody on it. I saw a black branch with a blood that kept dripping. Saw a room full of men with their hammers a-bleeding. I saw a white ladder all covered with water. Saw 10,000 talkers whose tongues were all broken. Saw guns and sharp swords in the hands of young children. And it's hard, 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 hard. It's a hard rains are gonna fall. What did you hear, my blue-eyed son? What did you hear, my darling young one? I heard the sound of a thunder that roared out a warning. Heard the roar of a wave that could drown the whole world. Heard 100 drummers whose hands were a-blazing. Heard one person starve, heard many persons laughing. Heard the song of a poet that died in the gutter. Heard the sound of a clown who cried in the alley. Heard the sound of one person who cried he was human. And it's hard, 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 hard. It's a hard rains are gonna fall. Who did you meet, my blue-eyed son? Who did you meet, my darling young one? I met a young child beside a dead pony. I met a white man who walked a black dog. I met a young woman whose body was burning. I met a young girl, she gave me a rainbow. I met one man who was wounded in love. I met another man who was wounded in hatred. And it's hard, 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 hard. It's a hard rains are gonna fall. Well, what'll you do now, my blue-eyed son? What'll you do now, my darling young one? I'm going back out for the rain starts a-falling. I'll walk to the depths of the deepest dark forest, where the people are many and their hands are all empty, where the pellets of poison are flooding the waters, where the home in the valley meets the dark, dirty prison, where the executioner's face is always well hidden, where hunger is ugly, where souls are forgotten, where black is the color, where none is the number. And I'll see it and tell it and think it and breathe it and reflect from the mountain so all souls can see it. Then I'll stand on the ocean until I start sinking, but I'll know my song well before I start singing. and it's hard, 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 hard. It's a hard rain's a gonna fall.
You've been listening to an impassioned Pete Seeger live in Melbourne, in the Melbourne Town Hall in October 1963. It's all on the tube, the whole concert. It's really good visuals too, HD. But enthusiastic audience. They're all on the stage and as well as behind him. It's amazing. It's a packed venue. You know, he's running back on stage with his guitar, and we might have an encore.
If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, I'd hammer in the evening, all over this land. I'd hammer out danger, I'd hammer out a warning, I'd hammer out love between my brothers and my sisters. If I had a bell, if I had a bell, ring it in the morning, I'd ring it in the morning, ring it in the evening, ring it in the evening, all over this land. Ring out danger, ring out danger, ring out a warning, ring out a warning, ring out love, ring out love between the brothers and the sisters. If I had a song, if I had a song, sing it in the morning, sing it in the morning, sing it in the evening, sing it in the evening. Oh, this land, I'd sing out danger, sing out danger, I'd sing out a warning, I'd sing out love between my brothers and my sisters.
Yay! There we have it. Pete Seeger in concert. That's it for today, folks. I'll be back. We'll look forward to your company next weekend. And not sure what the schedule is next weekend, but we will make it work. Sometime, someplace. Or just tune in. You know the schedule. You know the situation. It's 5 to 7. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then late nights on Fridays as well. So thanks, folks. Thanks for joining in. And this Pete Seeger Indulgence. Local concert. Pretty remarkable. Okay, catch you soon.